Okay, we're back at the wagon wheel. Just broke this big old root off. That's the one that we chopped up last time. It was growing over the one on the bottom. And, oh, she's right there. And there she is. The other tire. I guess that's what they call them, is a tire. Which explains why. Because they go on the outside of the wheel. So I did some research, watched some videos, and these are probably 98% wagon wheels. But it's been a week since I've been up here, so I buried this up, and then I took the one wagon wheel back with me with my wife and came back today to get this other one. But I need to see if I can find pieces of the hub. I think the hub is how you really identify kind of what you're doing, from what I gather. But the other thing I was thinking about all week was two. There's two together. You're at the top of the Uintas, and there's just two. Now I get if there's one, you broke a wheel, you threw the spare on, you threw the other one out, whatever. But two, start thinking maybe a cannon. Because if you're hauling a cannon, say there's something going on and you're getting out of Dodge and you've got that cannon hooked to the back of your wagon and you're pulling it out and you lose an axle on your cannon, but you've got to get out, then you ditch the undercarriage on the cannon, maybe pick up the cannon, throw it in the wagon and boogie out, right? You just push the undercarriage off the side and keep going. Well, it's a pretty cool little valley in here, so I don't know if there would have been like a Native American Spanish shootout up here or what. Like I said in the other video, I came up here not even thinking twice about finding something like this. I knew the stuff would be old, but not real old, so it was just kind of a thing to go do with the wife and get out for a while. But it just goes to show you, you never know what you're going to find. Always keep your eyes open. You might find weird stuff like this. And they're logging today about one ridge over. So if you can hear tractors and stuff in the back, that's what they're doing. They're logging, which, whatever. But I'm gonna dig this thing out, see if I can flip it over this little bush again. We'll get it laid out over there, and then we can go inside the middle and see if we can find anything, because the pinpointer and the metal detector just go crazy when you're anywhere near the inside of this, just because it's such a big target and anything in the middle is gonna grab the sights too. So let's flip this thing out and see if we can find pieces of the hub in the center, and maybe we can date this better. But kind of glad I found this, because she's a mystery. Okay, that didn't take long. I know you guys don't like it when I video. I'm breathing heavy, but that's tough work. This thing is heavy. She's a beast. Same size as the other one. Two of them, right? So there she was. It's down in there. There's the top of the ground, and then clear down in the bottom of this little groove is where it was. So all this stuff in the middle now, we got to kind of clean up and see if there's anything in there as far as metal pieces to the wagon. There were some kind of weird pieces coming out. I don't really know. That might not be anything. I thought it was kind of curved. It would fit this ring. Well, it fits it pretty good. Well, maybe that was a piece of the wheel. I know not. So there's a couple of those around here. Let's see if there's anything in the middle. If I get a signal in there, I'll bring you back. If not, we're gonna try and explore some more of this area up in here. See what else we can find. I brought the big dog out too. I just have to go back and get it, but it's 3-foot coil, and it's golden mask deep seeker, so it's pulse induction. That 3-foot coil goes deep, like real deep, so we might run that around out here for a minute. The only thing is if you get a pop can at like 20 feet, you got to dig to 20 feet to find out it's a pop can. So I only bring it out on stuff I'm doing for other people, or something like this where this spot could be decent. There could be something hanging out in here, so you don't want to use it where there's a lot of trash. I was just getting ready to get the pinpointer out and go in the middle of that, and I heard something weird over there. At first I thought it was the logging trucks across the valley echoing off in here, but it's not. I don't know what it is. There it went again. Well, maybe if we don't get anything, any hits in the middle of this thing, we'll go up in there and check it out. Maybe find an elk or something. Cool, hold tight. Okay guys, nothing in the center of that wheel. So I went up in the woods, did some stuff up in there, came down by these trees, got a hit right here, and it was kind of a long hit. So I haven't done anything that way. I thought I'd start at this end, but I pulled this plug up and you can see there's already rust in here. See all that rust? And then if you look right there, I have no idea what this is. See that? So I'm gonna get the pinpointer out and run down this line before we look at that and see what the story is here. See, there's more in there, and it goes pretty long. So I don't know, man. Probably just a piece of junk from an old hunter. That's exactly what it is. Just a piece of a can. So this just might be part of an old can. You can hunt in here. You can hunt all over in the Uintas. But that's a bummer, man. I wonder if it's like got more of the can back in here. Yeah, there's more rust in here coming out. Right there. There's a whole bunch of rust. It's probably can. Let me dig it up, see what it is. That's affirmative. She's all garbage. Old can. Another piece of like a soup can, the other top of that can, and there's some soot in here. I can't see if you see some pieces of charcoal in here. Probably had a campfire and they were just camping right here hunting, just threw all their garbage in their campfire and left. But that garbage is probably from the 60s, 70s. Got little pull top lids, and it's down that deep, so I think this thing has a measuring tool on it. 6 inches. So imagine how deep the stuff is. It's like 100, 200 years old, right? So I've got a lot of stuff to cover today. Just gonna leave that wagon wheel under that tree, head off back up in there. Okay, I'm crossing the valley, and I found one of the nails like what we found last time. That didn't look that old, but this one's a square top. She's a square nail. She's older. Than the other ones. kind of in the middle of this valley by these rocks, you know, like we were clear over there. They're logging clear over there. We're just kind of in this little bowl. So maybe we'll just keep following this stuff until we get to older stuff, I guess. I don't know. Well, got a horseshoe. I don't think it's very old. I'll have to go home and clean it up, look at it and see what the story is on the shape, see how old it is. But like I said, people hunting here and they have forever. So still a cool find right there. She's down a ways, probably 6 inches, but she hit like a freaking solid 50. So maybe we'll just play on this mound for a minute, just keep following this stuff that's trickling down this valley and just keep following it up. See where we go. Probably got another 2 miles to go before this valley turns back into forest, and then it's gonna take forever to hit this whole flipping thing. So I think if we just kind of bounce between the trash, get onto something, maybe not like another wagon wheel or anything Spanish, but maybe something old, pocket knife, rifle. But I wasn't looking for the wagon wheels when I found those either, so who knows what we'll find out here. Anywho, we'll hang on to this horseshoe and date it when we get back. Gotta take a break. Been hiking for a while. A couple more nails. Some old cans that date probably back to same as those houses, probably in the 30s or something. But found me a nice little place by the water just to hang out and have lunch. It's one thing I do like about the Uintas is it's super pretty. The desert's pretty too, but it's a different kind of pretty. But this is no joke up here. If you go in too deep and don't know what you're doing, people get lost in here all the time. But I was looking at some of this water that's around me. Like there's a big gravel pile like right here from like flash floods, all that stuff right there. That's all stuff that's been pushed down this valley, landed right there. So if you had a gold pan, it might not be a bad idea to hit that, because I'll show you on the way out. There is a lot of black sand just in this little trail I found. So gold rides an iron horse. But I got another pool here, really old tree that's gone. The creek comes from clear up there all the way through this valley, and then you have this huge gravel pile right here. Just huge. It actually goes over and connects into that other one. So right in here you've got lots of stuff you could go through over here. I mean, I don't know, I think that's a piece of basalt, but there's some iron in that thing. There's some more of that same stuff, probably come off that rock. Oh, there's some shinies in there, probably some mica, like right there. You guys see that piece of mica on my thumbnail? She likes to shine. I've already metal detected all through all this stuff, so there's nothing major in there, but that don't mean that there's not anything in there. Nice silty spot. Tree's been here forever. Nice deep pool right there. The hole underneath that bank is washed out and landed pretty much right there. So it's not a bad spot. You could probably even dig this out a little and get you a little backpack sluice box in here. This tree's falling down all over. It's an old tree. This creek goes all over, man. Like, no joke in here. There ain't no trail, I know that. Just the creek. Everything needs water. So it's probably what everybody followed and why everybody has come in here over the years, and that's probably just to hunt or cut through this valley to get over to the other mountain. Just follow the water over. Because I did look on some maps and it could be a shortcut. It's doable. Just to get around one mountain. If you came up through here, then you have choices further down at the bottom where you can turn left or right. But coming up and around this, going out that way, gives you some options instead of going all the way around behind this mountain. So that might be why there's such a mixture of stuff in here. Grasshoppers. Look at this little bed. It's something likes hanging out in here. Oh, there's some footprints right there. Oh, here, I'll show you. That one's a good one. You can see the two toes that go down in there. It's probably a deer or an elk or something. Probably a deer or an elk or something. But yeah, this is a nice little bed in here. Nice and cool right by the water. No one can see ya. This broke over. Been dead for a minute. Bet that made a big noise. Yeah, that ain't no little tree. If I can find my camouflage backpack. It's the same backpack that I lost that camera, pocket knife, solar charger, and everything else in. So why I'm using it again, I don't know. But I know it's by the creek, so it'll probably be okay. But I just wanted to check out some stuff. Oh, there's some huge gravel piles in here. This would be kind of a fun place to come camp too, I think. Look at all this. There's just tons of dirt, silt and rocks down through this thing. There's where Big Daddy comes walking through to get to his little house, right through there. Jumps those logs. He's home free. Mud. Look at these gravel beds. Look how much iron is just in the water. Like, look at this. Get down in here. Look at that hole. That thing's all been gutted out by the water. And all pushed right here. Sticker bush. Yeah, this creek, if you had time to come in here and pan, probably wouldn't be a bad idea. You probably could find a lot of stuff in here. What's that? Piece of wood, or is that? No, piece of wood. I thought it was like a big chunk of steel or something. Oh. I think we'll take the animal trail back through. There is a lot of stuff just piled up in there. I'll bet during spring runoff that thing is booking through this valley, because all the snow on both sides of these mountains, over here and over here, are going to come straight down this valley. And if you know anything about snow in the Uintas, you know that you get a lot. So now we're back in familiar territory. Another big old tree. Somebody cut down. Probably old logging. That one used to be right there. So I'm getting ready to get out of here from my little nap spot. I heard this weird sound, like water going into something or going through something, and it coming from over here. Like, I hope you can hear that, because you have this little cutoff stream and it just stops. And you can hear it going somewhere. Ooh, hear that? Down in there. That's got to be running down underneath this gravel pile and coming out down there somewhere. Man, that's not cool. You guys see all that fuel or oil shimmering on the water? Like, someone should come up here and tell the loggers, the EPA should say, like, hey, what's the story with that? Because animals drink that. And that's not cool. I mean, I'm all for mining and logging and stuff, but there's no reason to have to absolutely ruin everything to do it. And that's horrible. There's a new tree growing in spite of the oil-soaked water source. Bummer. Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of here. I just thought that that was a weird sound, and now we found out what it was, and it's still kind of weird, but that oil and fuel had to come from somewhere up this way. So I'm gonna put my money on logging. That's what I'm gonna put my money on, because I can hear them, and they're up that way and over that way, which means they're probably up this whole side. And somebody spilled something. Or it could be oil that is safe for the environment. You know, some hydraulic oils they use are like olive oil type stuff, that if it does leak, it doesn't ruin the environment, but it's still going to float and look weird. But I'd have to take a sample of that and then take it back and have them tell me what it is. But bummer. I'll show you guys the black sand for sure on the way out of here. I think this would be a cool place to come spend like 3 days, just camp and ding around and pan some stuff out of this little creek. But see what else we can find on the way out. What's up? Found some more chunks of iron. I'll show them to you in a little bit, but I was looking at this little stream bed. Look at that little unit. You guys know what that is, right? Looks like a dog track, right? It's because it is. It's just not a domestic dog. Last time me and the wife were here, you could hear the coyotes on the other side. I'm sure there's one trucking through here looking for a rabbit or something. But That was probably a couple days ago. But this is that little thing I'll show you, the black sand, and it's kind of weird. But that's cool. All right, time to get that big old wagon wheel. Okay, we're getting her out of here. I told you I'd show you the black sand, so I'm gonna. You see that? See that? Right on the top. And black sand. Just runs along this whole top of this trail. We just had rain up here, so that's probably why, but just keep going. So yeah, maybe not a bad spot to come pan. Whew, buddy. Need to eat something. My blood sugar's low, but it's a pretty place, and she's getting out of here. I'll show you the rest of the stuff when I get to the truck, get this loaded. Hang on. Okay, this is it. She's in. Found our horseshoe, of course. Found this piece of cast. No idea. More cast. The hole in it. Cast. Nails and a little piece of cast. Then about 30 feet from the wagon wheel, I found this. And at first I thought, well, maybe that's like a chain link for some logging stuff. Then right next to it, I found this, and it's a hook. I'm guessing you bolt that to something, and then you can hang stuff off of it. Now I'm not sure if these go on the sides of wagons or where it came from or what it's for, but if anybody knows how old that is, because that's broke. The points broke off that, and this one's completely gone. I couldn't find the other half of that one, but that's what they look like. They look like a hook you'd just bolt to the side of your wagon and carry stuff. I don't know. I don't know how old it is. Weird though that it's right next to the wheel. There's too much time period stuff in here that's like different eras. Like I don't know what. There's been people in here all over. Like I found a beer can from probably last year in there. I found bullet casings one last time. It wasn't too old, one that was kind of old. Never found any bullets, which means they're probably hunting in here and they're hitting whatever they're shooting at. It's not like where you go out in the West Desert and they've been shooting rabbits and you just find bullets everywhere. But with this water and this black sand, I'm wondering if there's not something further up in that valley, up on top of the hill. Like you'd have to walk through some serious woods to get up on top, but maybe there's a rock vein or something up there. I don't know, but we'll have to come back and figure it out. I would like to spend some time up here, but they're creeping in, man. They are creeping in. There's all the logging stuff. And last week when we were here with my wife, they were one ridge further back, so they're moving this way. They'll probably be right in here where I just was next week, ripping out trees. So let's hope not, but anywho, if I had a deer tag, I'd know where to sit and wait for that deer. I don't, so I'm not gonna, but it is pretty up here. Mountains all through there. Like I said, this is kind of a junction. Like you can go up through and around the backside of this huge mountain. It drops off back there, cut up this way or cut up that way, and this little ravine goes all the way around. Pretty much makes a cul-de-sac and comes back to here. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, still fun to come out. It's nice weather. It's like 56 degrees, so nice. But there you go.